Hey guys, Matt DeWitt from MWD Adventures. Today we're going to talk about all things 4Runner. We've done some modifications, upgrades. We said we'd give you an update video. We've owned it now since the first part of 2024. And we've done a couple of things to it to make it our own. I wouldn't say it's over the top overlandish. Trying to keep it away from that. It is a daily driver, so we don't want to have all kinds of stuff stuck all over it. But there are a few things that we found that are very beneficial for our camping needs. So without further ado, let's take a look at our 2021 4Runner TRD Off Road. Okay, first thing that I've done is tires. Tires were critical when we picked it up from the dealership. Being a 2021, I'm sure they were stock tires yet. We went with Cooper Discoveries. They came out with a new one called the Road and Trail. So it's more of a road tire and not a super aggressive tread like a BF Goodrich, KO2 or KO3, not super aggressive like that, where it's more of a mud tire. This is more of a road tire. And for our needs, a little bit of off-road stuff where we're on a gravel road, that kind of thing, but we're not doing major rock crawling and all that where we need a mud tire. We didn't want to knock our fuel efficiency, and we also wanted to make sure it wasn't loud. We wanted to try to have high performance. It's snow rated and mud rated, but it's road tire rated first. We think it's going to be a great fit. It's around a 60,000 mile tire, and we think it'll fit our needs real well. Okay, so the second thing we went with was added fog lights. My last vehicle, the lighting was horrible. We were in the backwoods of Pennsylvania and there was deer everywhere. We were shining flashlights off the sides. With this new 4Runner, we've got LED lighting and it's phenomenal. We just needed a little bit of extra off the sides. Now, a couple options. Could have done ditch lights. Makes it a lot brighter with ditch lights. Problem we found talking with New Holland Overland near us, he has a white truck also. He said you'll get a lot of flashback with ditch lights on a white vehicle. So we opted to upgrade the lights to the Diode Dynamics SS3s. They are a standard fit, retrofit fog light. The old ones come out, the new ones come in. Extremely easy to replace. You can do it yourself in no time. Wendy and I had no problems putting them in. And we tried them on some rainy back roads that we had on this trip in Canada, and it was phenomenal. It lit up the sides a lot better. We went with the amber color, just because the amber color cuts through dust and fog and snow a lot better. So we stuck with the amber color, and they are going to be a great addition going forward. Now, will we go with a upper light bar or will we go with a bumper light? The jury's out. We're kind of trying to decide, do we go down that road? Okay, following the exterior theme of the truck, we opted for a roof rack for a number of reasons. We want to put a box up here for additional storage. We want to be able to store some extra water and to be able to put our gazelle shelter insect net room if we need to bring it along. We get a lot of rainy days in Michigan and that thing is a game changer. So we needed something to be able to transport that with the limited storage of the inside of the 4Runner. So we went with the Sherpa Crestone rack. This is an all aluminum rack. We met them at the Moore Expo. They were fantastic. It came down between them and Prinsu. If you know roof racks at all, those are the two big players in the market. The reason we went with Sherpa over the other ones, hands down, they have the most accessories on the market. Whether it's for a radio mount, it's for a water port mount, it's for your tents, your racks, all that kind of stuff. They have a lot of accessory mounts. So looking at their catalog of different mounts and fitting our needs, we thought Sherpa would be the best. They also have a pull off the old rack, put on the new rack, quick and easy, simple installation. Wendy and I installed it within probably a matter of an hour and a half-ish. It didn't take very long and there was no muss, no fuss. Pull out the old bolts, put in some new ones with some rubber blocks that kind of secures everything in. You follow their instructional guide, which is available online on YouTube, and we had no problems putting it on. So far we're loving it. The wind noise is not that bad. It has an air fairing in the front. We were a little bit concerned with the air fairing having a lot of wind noise. It has not been bad at all. We do have the moonroof option, and we've had no issues with the moonroof. And it fits exact to the end. And the other thing is it's very low profile. We think this rack fits the 4Runner very well, and we're extremely pleased with it so far. The water port mount allows it to just quickly slip on and slip off without any issues. Now, is it a little bit of a bugger when it's fully loaded to get it up there? Yes, it is. And being a short guy, it's a little challenging, but we can make it work, and we can store water, and it warms up really nice up here. Then we can take it down, bring it over to where we need to take care of our shower situation or dishes or anything else we need water for. The other bracket that we bought was American Adventure Labs makes a U-shaped bracket to be able to cradle our Gazelle tent. So whether you have the full-size Gazelle tent or any of the Gazelle products or similar, this will grab that and down the center of the 4Runner and have a couple of straps that go over top. So it's quick and easy to mount it and to demount your tent and carry it on the top of the roof rack. So we purchased a Roam box, a 95-liter box. It happened to arrive while we were camping here. We think this would be a fantastic option for those lighter weight items. When you have walls for your wall kit of your 270 awning, you've got lightweight items that you might put on the ground, fabric-y type items, recovery kits, things that are not super heavy to lift above your head to put it up there. This is going to be a great addition for extra space and to help us free up some space in the back of the 4Runner. So, following the exterior theme, again, we decided to upgrade the taillights. Now, if you know the standard 4Runner taillights, they are horrible. I wanted to have a brighter 4-way flasher. I wanted a brighter turn signal. Now, granted, when you're towing the trailer, that's a little different story, but just for around town. These Morimoto 2nd gen taillights are phenomenal. They have sequential turn signal left and right. They're extremely bright amber, and then they also have a very cool looking red outline on the outside of them. They're slightly tinted black, which I absolutely love the look of. They just are a fantastic addition to the truck. It makes that black and white theme kind of just pop with the smoked lenses. Absolutely love them. Will we do headlights in the future? I'm on the fence because the headlights are a lot more money, and with the standard LED headlights on the 4Runner, they're extremely bright. I don't see a need at this point to upgrade the headlights, but these taillights, a nice option. So moving to the inside, a couple of things we did. We first went with a Diode Dynamics upgrade LED kit. Now this replaces all your stock bulbs. And when I mean stock bulbs, I mean all those little bulbs everywhere within the vehicle. So we have a few here in the hatch. Those are pulled out. You replace them with the Gen 2. They have a couple of them. They've got like a Pro level and a regular. We went with the Max Brightness LED kit for the 4Runner. This includes the bulbs in the hatch, includes all the bulbs when you open the door in the bottom of the door. It also includes all your map reading lights and your lights for your second row up top. So we changed all those out, and what a phenomenal difference that made. It wasn't that expensive, and it was super easy to do ourselves. So we get max brightness out of the existing bulb locations. Okay, so the next thing we added in the back here was a MOLLE panel and shelf system by Victory 4x4. So why did we pick Victory 4x4? There's a ton of options for this kind of system. Well, one, it's a Michigan-based company. Two, they had one of the few that had a solid shelf without a bolt system down the middle. Several of them had two panels, one from each side, and they bolted in the middle. And then you got these little bolts sticking up. We didn't like that. We want a solid shelf all the way across. It uses the existing bolt holes for the 4Runner in the back. So it's basically plug and play. You remove some old bolts, you put the new bolts on, you're good to go. From Ridge Overland, I'm a Ridge Overland fan when it comes to the bags. I had a lot of these MOLLE bags already sitting on the backrest of my Chevy truck from the last vehicle we had. So these bags transferred over, no problem. I could put these on the MOLLE system, and we have different things. We have a kitchen bag so we can have quick access to lunches on the go. We have one here for bug sprays and head nets and all that kind of stuff. On the other side, we have a tools one with just some minor hand tools, Leatherman, knives, that kind of thing. Then we have another one for lights if we got a quick access to light. Of course, we gotta have a light bag, you know? So with that being said, some bungee strapping in that one also. So I also carry a fire extinguisher in the back that's on the MOLLE system. And then I took a couple of lights. I got the hardcore lights, and to get a little bit of extra light underneath the shelf, I just took those and strapped them to the bottom. Now I can quickly turn on like a dome light and good to go. And I can see what I'm doing back here. On the top of the shelf, what do I carry up there? I've got a battery jump pack. I got an extra blanket, car blanket, all the things that I normally could carry in my truck underneath the back seat, I could no longer do with a 4Runner. So we had to find a home for those things. So trekking poles, raincoats, things that are quick accessible that we need to get to in a hurry, we started to place up there. I also got my little dog Rex. He's watching over the back end here. But we've got all that kind of stuff laid out. Super easy and convenient, and they had a very fair price as far as the system. When we continue the theme into the inside interior, we opted, one important thing is comms, right? We haven't fully dialed in comms. I'm a ham radio operator, so I'm going to come up with a system for that. But we need to hold a ham radio, a GMRS radio, whether it's a hard mounted unit or a portable, something to hold both of our phones, and the GoPro for the dash views that you guys see. With all that, we opted to dial into 67 designs. We looked at several different companies. There's so many different brands out there. 67 designs had the cleanest one that we like to be able to still see the clock of the 4Runner and to have a very minimalist look. It was very easy to pull the dash apart and to just mount their picnic rail, I think they call it. And we mount the rail. Their system came with a rail, 2 magnetic mounts, which we like magnetic better than squeezy mounts. We've done some back roads and so on and really never had it fall. We had it fall one time, but the magnet is very strong. So 2 67 design mounts and then a GoPro mount, and then you get the rail. That comes in the basic kit. So we installed that first, and then we found on Wendy's side, hers wasn't depending, because of the case thickness of her phone, we had to upgrade the magnet. So we switched to a bullet point magnet on that side. We're looking in the future to add some mounts that will just drop onto the rail, and then we can add our ham radio or our other radio mic mounts to the system. In the front here, as far as charging, all we did was go with a cigarette plug. There's not many power options available in the front. So we went from a cigarette plug to a 4 adapter to a USB 4, and that takes care of our charging needs. We can do 2 phones. The last thing we added was a Red Arc brake controller. The Red Arc, if you know Red Arc at all, they've been in the camping, overlanding, Australian market for quite a long time. They're considered one of the more premium products. When it came to brake controlling, I wanted something I knew was going to last and was going to be solid. I was willing to pay a premium price. It's not that much more money than the other brake controllers I looked at from some of the other manufacturers. But it was super easy to install. You pull apart your dash, you put this brake controller in, you run a couple of cables that are already pre-dropped in your 4Runner. You just plug into those. It was all plug and play, and that was it. You dialed it in. You went out and you go and use it with your trailer on. We made sure our trailer was exactly level with our leveling kit receiver, and then we drove around and locked the brakes up. It has a dial system from 1 to 10, so you can dial it and control that, and you set that where you need to, and you pretty much set it and forget it. So absolutely love it. That was a handy addition. That was actually the first addition I had to the 4Runner, so I could make sure we could get out and camp and be able to utilize our electric brakes on our trailer. Okay, that concludes our 4Runner walk around tour of our 2021 TRD Off Road. Not sure, people are asking, am I going to do suspension? Am I not? I'm going to lift it. Not sure on all that stuff. I'm thinking a few things, and if you have any ideas on these, please drop something down in the comments. But I'm thinking side rails. I want to get rid of the old Nerf bar look and go to something a little more clean, more modern, more simple looking. I still want to have a decent bar on the side that I can step on to be able to get to my roam box, to get to my water port, that kind of thing. I want a little additional lighting. I'm thinking maybe something there in the front. If you have ideas on suspension, with the added tongue weight and adding some firewood, water back here, all that kind of stuff, we noticed we're coming up about an inch difference between front and back. It's not a lot. Sometimes it was 2 inches, but we're thinking we need to beef up the back end. So let us know what's your suggestions. So thanks guys for watching this video. Make sure you guys get out and do a little camping.